Hey, Marquis here. I just wanted to show you a quick alternative to measuring estimated time and workload for your team. Now, the use case here is I hear a lot of the times that we have these massive projects. This is not a massive project, but we have hundreds or thousands of tasks, and we don't really have the time to drill down into each task to add the estimated time there. And then we have to then go ask our teams to go and, track the actual time and record there as well. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go and turn on my time tracking here. I think I have estimated already, so I'm just going to go actual time. Sweet. Okay, so yeah, again, let's go to the top here. Traditionally, we'd go in like this and we'd put our time in. And then if we're tracking time, we'd see the actuals. But then we'd have to do this for every single task. And then if we have subtasks, we also have to do that. And not so much of an issue because we know that we can just roll up this subtask time. But if we didn't want to do this or we didn't want to ask our teams to do that much, this is what I typically will just tell people. So right now you can go in and we're just going to create another section. I'm going to call it resources. And for us, we engage with different clients. And so I'll add this kind of placeholder. So I can say client name, and then it would be the role. And then sometimes we have two of them. So I could say solutions engineer 1, and then I would do the same thing, client. We'd only have one project manager. So then you're assigning these tasks to an individual, and then whatever the project duration is. So this one is January 2nd to March 30th. So go back over here, highlight these two, and we go, when did we start? January 2nd to March 30th. Just like that. And now we can put an estimated time at this high level for just these two roles. So let's say this project, the solutions engineer is going to have, 100 hours, let's just say. And then the project manager is going to have, 20 hours. Doesn't really matter. They're not real numbers. So now, we can look at our workload at the project level, but then when we go up to our portfolio, we can then see for that project, we can see the workload here. And so I'm going to show you how to get it visualized here so that it's actually taking the information from your projects rather than you having to enter it again. So we're going to go over here, we're going to add a roll-up field rather than just adding the estimated time. And so now we'll be able to do is go in here, and for the input, we're going to be looking at our estimated time, like so. And so it's going to pull up, of course I got to give it, so I'm just going to call it time 1 because I think I have fields for this already. There we go. And for this project, it says it's 6 days. Let's actually go back to our project and remove the rest of that time. I don't want anything else here. So do I have any other time? No. Let's reduce this. Let's say they've got 30 hours and then you've got 5 hours. Just make it a bit easier to see. So then we have our roll up. It's going to update this in 3, 2, 1. I guess that's 1 day and 11 hours, 30. Yeah, okay, so there, it's updated. But now I'm going to go in and add my actual time as well. So then I'll go back, add the roll up, and then I'll go between the brackets and I'll go inputs and I'll go actual time. And then I'll call this actual 1. I'm not going to add it to the library. There we go. So now if we go back to our project and I say, for you, let's say that I've done, 19 hours on 1 day, and then my project manager has done 2 hours. We have that there. We go back to our portfolio, and then that time gets updated right away. And so we can see that information right there for all of our projects. We don't have to go down to the task level. It's way easier that way. And then if we want to see how much time we have remaining or what the difference is, we can go in and do a formula. So right now I'm going to go in, I'm going to say time remaining, because we're assuming that our estimated time is our budgeted time. and I'll just do a basic formula. So I'll just say estimated, or it's time 1, and then we're going to minus that from our, or subtract that from our actual one. Of course, let's go back in, got to add it to Phoenix so I can pull it. All right, let's try it again. So time 1 minus actual 1, and I can call this remaining 1. So then it's going to give us that difference right there. So that's a great, easy way to track time budget. You can obviously do the same for dollars by just adding like one section, calling it like budget, right? And then having the different line items for the budget. So these could be the deliverables. Deliverable 1 and the budget you have for that, whoever's managing it, and you can track everything right there. And then of course at the portfolio, if you want to, you've got that information. You can go to the dashboard to see the information that's relevant to us. So if I added a widget, I can go in and I want to see number based on tasks. I can look at custom fields. I can look at actual time right there, add that as a widget. I can then change that to estimated time and see that right there. And then I can go in and obviously add my my custom field for remaining time as well. But hope this helped, just to give you a quick overview of what this could look like, how you can manage your budgets, your time, way easier without having to drill down and spend more time. So any questions, you know where to find me. Thanks again for watching. See you in the next video.